Okay, let's just get right into it. The whole conversation around AI, it always seems to circle back to one really scary word: replacement. But what if that's the completely wrong way to look at it? Today, we're going to explore a totally different idea. AI isn't some abstract threat, it's your new coworker. So the question isn't if you'll work with it, but how. And that brings us to the first question that's on pretty much everyone's mind, right? Will this actually affect my job? It's personal, it's direct, and it gets right to the heart of all our anxieties about where this is all headed. And the answer, based on what at least 4 different research teams have found, is probably yes. It's a pretty straight answer. All the studies are pointing in the same direction. Just about every job out there will, in some way, shape or form, overlap with what AI can do. So let's dig into that a little. Now, when we think about automation, our minds usually go to, robots on an assembly line, taking over physical, repetitive jobs. But this AI revolution, it looks totally different. So who's actually on the front line this time?
Okay, so here's the part that's really kind of surprising. Research is showing that AI's skills overlap the most with highly paid, highly educated jobs. We're talking telemarketers, college professors, business consultants, even writers. It turns out AI is coming for the cognitive, creative work first.
So if your job title is on a list like that, does it mean you're done for? Well, no, not necessarily. And to really get why, we have to completely change how we think about what a job even is. This right here is the crucial mental shift we all need to make. The old way of thinking sees your job title, professor, consultant, writer, as this one big single thing. But the new view, which is honestly way more accurate, is that your job is just a bundle of different tasks. Some are creative, some are just admin work, some are super tedious. And it's at that task level where AI enters the picture. And I mean, isn't this how it's always been with new tech at work? Think about it. Power tools took over specific tasks like hand sawing. But carpenters didn't disappear, they just got way more efficient. Spreadsheets automated all those manual calculations, which freed up accountants to focus on bigger picture analysis. AI is really just the next step in that same pattern. But look, this is more than just a theory. There's a fascinating real-world study that shows just how incredibly powerful this new AI assistant can be, but it also reveals this hidden danger that we all really need to know about. So researchers went to one of the top consulting firms on the planet, Boston Consulting Group, and they ran an experiment. They gave one group of consultants access to GPT-4 for a bunch of realistic business tasks, while another group had to do it the old-fashioned way. The goal was to see what really happens in a high-stakes professional environment. The first wave of results were just staggering. The consultants using AI weren't just a little bit better, they were a lot better. They worked faster, and independent judges rated their work as more creative, more analytical, and just plain higher quality. A huge, clear win for working with AI. But you knew there was a but coming, right? The story doesn't end there. The researchers designed one last task, this really clever trap to test the limits of this new human-AI partnership. They gave the consultants a problem where the AI was specifically designed to give a very confident, very convincing, but totally wrong answer. And get this, the group without AI, they got it right 84% of the time. But the group with the super powerful AI assistant, they actually did worse. Their accuracy plummeted to somewhere between 60 and 70%. They just trusted the AI, and it led them completely off a cliff. Their amazing new tools suddenly became a huge liability. And there's a name for this. It's called falling asleep at the wheel. It's what happens when a tool is so good, so often, that we just stop paying close attention. We get a little lazy, we stop using our own critical thinking, and we just blindly accept whatever it tells us. It is, by far, the biggest risk of working with a highly capable but still imperfect AI. Okay, so how do we get that incredible productivity boost without falling right into that trap? Well, we need a playbook. We need a clear framework for deciding how and when to collaborate with our new AI coworker. A pretty simple way to think about this is to sort your work into 3 different buckets. First, you've got just me tasks. These are the things you keep for yourself, maybe because AI is bad at them, like writing with your own unique voice. Next up, delegated tasks. You can assign these to the AI, like summarizing a really long report. But, and this is key, you have to carefully check its work. And finally, automated tasks. These you can pretty much leave to the AI, like spam filtering, where the stakes are low and the system is super reliable. And beyond just sorting tasks, we can think about two really different styles of working with AI on a deeper level. The researchers who studied this gave them these two great names. You can either be a Centaur or you can be a cyborg. So being a Centaur means there's a really clear division of labor. You write the first draft of an email, then you hand it off to the AI to check the grammar and tone. It's a handoff. But being a cyborg, that's a deeply integrated partnership. You're brainstorming ideas, and the AI is right there with you, suggesting new angles in real time. The most effective people are going to be the ones who learn how to switch between both modes.
So what does all of this mean for the big picture? I mean, when we zoom out, these new ways of working could totally reshape our careers and even our companies.
Take this number, for example, plus 35%. That's the productivity boost that the lowest performing workers at a call center saw when they were given access to generative AI. What's crazy is the top performers, they gained almost nothing, but the bottom performers saw this absolutely massive jump. And this right here points to one of the most profound potential impacts of AI. It could act as the great leveler. In study after study, the people who get the biggest boost are the ones with the lowest initial skills. AI can turn a bad writer into a pretty good one. It helps the least creative people the most. It has the potential to close skill gaps in a way we have never ever seen before. So while a lot of economists think AI won't really move the needle on overall job numbers in the next few years, it's probably worth remembering Amara's law. We tend to get really fixated on the immediate changes, the short-term stuff, but we often completely fail to grasp the true revolutionary impact that's going to unfold over the next decade. And that brings us right back to where we started. The technology is here, it's real, and its capabilities are just growing like crazy. The thing is, we have a say in what happens next. This isn't some passive force that just happens to us. AI is your new coworker. So the only real question left is this: how are you going to choose to work together?